your average Josh back here for another movie review, and today I am reviewing the new movie that's coming out on March 10th, Champions, the solo directorial debut for Bobby Farrelly. It's starring Woody Harrelson and Caitlin Olsen. I was able to see this because of the Regal Movie Mystery Monday night they have. But before I get into my review, I just want to say hit that like button, hit that comment button. If you're first time watching any of my videos, hit that subscribe button. That's very much appreciated. You can follow me on TikTok, you can have me on Snapchat, where I'll post content similar to this, but for the most part, my content will be on this YouTube channel, not your average Josh. So again, I appreciate all the support. But let's get into the review of Champions. As I said, this movie was directed by Bobby Farrelly. His solo directorial debut. It is also the screenplay was by Mark Rizzo, and it is based on a Spanish film written by Javier Fesser and David Marquez. And as I mentioned, Woody Harrelson is starring here as Marcus, and he plays a former minor league basketball coach who is ordered by court to manage a team of players with intellectual disabilities because he got a DUI. He soon realizes that despite his doubts, together, this team can go further than they ever imagined. It does sound like a typical sports movie, and I will say I do have a soft spot for sports movies. Angels in the Outfield, Sandlot, Remember the Titans. I really do love feel-good sports movies. My two favorite sports are football and basketball, so of course this movie is just going to appeal to me right off the bat. And I had seen a couple trailers from this movie, but my excitement level was only so high. I was just really optimistic seeing Woody Harrelson in a movie like this. You always are iffy on big stars being in movies like this. Are they going to be completely checked in? Are they going to be all in on this movie, or are they just trying to, get a check? And luckily with this movie, I will say I had a very good time. I really enjoyed myself more than I thought I would. I expected that I would like it, but I really almost borderline loved this movie. This movie had so much heart, really a good balance of heart with humor, and that great Farrelly humor. And of course, as I mentioned in the description, Woody Harrelson, after getting a DUI, he is kicked off of his coaching gig that he has at the beginning of the movie, and he is sent to basically do community service to coach these kids with disabilities. And one of the things I really loved about this movie was that all the comedy worked so well in the way that you never felt like the writing was insulting any of these kids. It never felt like it was insulting in any way. It all worked, and it was genuinely hilarious at times. The crowd I was with was a great crowd. Caitlin Olsen came on at the beginning to tell us what movie we were going to be seeing. I kind of suspected that some people would leave, honestly, the theater, hoping there would be another movie, but actually most people stayed for the most part that I saw. As I said, Woody Harrelson was just honestly so good in this movie, like better than I would have thought. You can tell he really was having a good time. He plays the character so well, being, that cliche, typical, if you've seen any of these sports movies, that guy who, he used to be either playing at a high level or coaching at a high level. And, they're kind of looked at as the has-been at this point. Just really enjoyed how Woody Harrelson played that from the beginning, but then you saw the evolution of his character as the movie went on, and then his relationship with Caitlin Olsen was also really good as well. It seemed kind of weird at first. Didn't know how I was going to vibe with it. It didn't seem like a good match, honestly, when you see it on the screen, but they really developed that emotional connection that it really hit me more than I thought I was going to. Thought it was going to be maybe a little cheesy, but it actually worked for the most part. And with the kids, they really fleshed them out really well. Kind of go through their season, and like I said, there's a lot of cliche stuff. Like at first, Woody Harrelson's not knowing how to handle these type of kids. You have some jokes in there where he doesn't know quite how to communicate with them, and just to treat them like regular people. They had that evolution as well. With any sports movie, you have the message overall that it's not about what happens on the court, it's about happiness in our lives. It doesn't matter if you win, as long as you're winning at life. It has that message in there throughout that I thought was actually hit pretty well, even though it's not anything breaking any new ground. But I just thought the acting overall was really well done. It seemed like they actually got kids with disabilities in this movie, but I haven't really researched it that much. But either way, they just did a really good job playing this realistic. They felt like a team. Everyone felt like a realistic community that was coming together. And it was also great to see Cheech from Cheech and Chong, Cheech Marin here playing Julio, kind of the guy running the rec center where a lot of their practices take place. And he had it seemed like he was even having a good time with this. Again, another guy you might be like, oh, he's just here to get a check to do this, small little movie that's going to come out. But it just seemed like he was having a good time. And again, all the kids were having a good time. It was just a fun movie. One thing that did well was you didn't have to know basketball to get this movie. Like, there wasn't a lot of inside of basketball stuff here. It was more about the characters and the story. And I think with any sports movie, that's the best way to go, because you don't want to alienate certain audience members that may just, they don't give a fuck about basketball and they may not one to watch it if it's too much like that. But I thought they did a really good job with that. A really good job with Bobby Farrelly, his first directorial solo debut. I have not seen the Spanish film this is based on, but I would really be interested to see that, honestly. And I'd be interested to watch this again. It was really a good time. It was a little over 2 hours, but time honestly flew by. The crowd seemed to be enjoying it, laughing at all the hilarious moments, and then you felt the emotion kind of in the theater with more of those emotional moments. Just again, the way they fleshed out some of the characters, they went into the kids' lives and showed that they all are smart in their own way, and some are more self-sufficient than others, but it really connected you more with those characters. They had a little like couple-minute montage where you got introduced really to the characters and what their life was like outside of the basketball team. And that just really humanized them even more. And again, they all just had their own specific funny moments, the emotional pull as well throughout. So yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. Not going to get into any spoilers or anything because it's still a couple weeks till it comes out. That is really my main thoughts on this movie. I'm going to give Champions an 8.5 out of 10. Really surprising movie. Enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, but I want to hear what you guys think when you see this movie. Leave a comment. Are you looking forward to seeing this movie? Leave a like as well. Hit that subscribe button. This is for some watching my videos. You can follow me on TikTok, add me on Snapchat where I'll post content similar to this, but for the most part, my content will be here on this YouTube channel. Not your average Josh. So again, I appreciate all the support. Be looking for more videos very soon, and I'll talk to you guys later.